What's going on, guys, and welcome on in. Today I want to do my top 7 tips and tricks for Epic 7. You know, a little on the nose there. You've seen it for a lot of other games. So I'm going to rank it from 1 to 7 tips and tricks. 1 being, you know, the easiest, most well-known, very catered to my new players. But as we scale up and get towards the end, hopefully even my mid to end game players watching can maybe learn a thing or two. You'd be surprised, all right? Guys, also by the end of the video, if you notice there's anything I miss, you know, some secret stuff you're doing that you think other players could take good advantage of, share if you want. I know some of y'all might want to keep it on the down low, but it'd be nice. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two from you guys, and we can sort of just share our knowledge together and start optimizing our gameplay, okay? All right, without further ado, let's start with tip number 1. All right, tip number 1, let's head over into the Sanctuary. Like I said, this is gonna be pretty much just for my super new players. But tip number 1 will be optimizing your Sanctuary, and let's start with the Heart of Orbis. Guys, we all know this is free Skystones and gold. This should be one of the first things new players invest into. Just check it every time. Enjoy the free stuff. A lot of players I see don't invest early enough. You're missing out on free value. And on top of that, guys, here's the big tip here. If you play at least once every 8 hours, which not everyone will be able to, but I think a lot of you can. You know, that's enough time for a well-rested sleep. And you can probably log in at least once real quick between work or school. Don't sacrifice your work or school, guys. But you know what I mean. In between classes or a quick break at work. Just log in, like takes 10 seconds, go to your Sanctuary, grab the Heart of Orbis, and you're good to go. You can save a whole breath of Orbis in the beginning. I've had it since the beginning of time. Maybe sometimes I miss out on it, and I might want to shift back to 3-3, but in the beginning, that extra saved Breath of Orbis is huge, okay? So 2 out of 3 if you can play every 8 hours. Next up, Force of Souls. I have 330, and you see a lot of endgame players get this because when you have a ton of stigma here, you see I have 176,000 stigma. It's nice to spam penguins and get, you know, a little extra value, but in the beginning, guys, just go for 0-0-3-0. You won't need the penguins. This reduced time thing is not worth it either. You just want 3 slots so you can always be churning out phantasms and penguins, okay? So 0-3-0 there. And the High Command, this one is probably one of the trickiest for new players. It's kind of confusing. I know I experimented with a bunch of different levels. I'll tell you guys right now, go ahead and look into it if you want, but really it's not worth investing any more than the typical 1-1-1, okay? That's going to give you the most energy per time efficient missions or dispatch missions. And my suggestion would be in the beginning to do get both even amount of ancient coins and conquest points, because you'll need both of those. Later on, I actually try to get both conquest points because I have so many of these ancient coins, and the most efficient ones are the, as you can see here, the 17 conquest and ancient coins, and the 1 energy for, where is it, 1 energy for 10. All right, and you can get both of those with the 1-1-1 setup. So don't waste Breath of Orbises. No need to go further into it. I do wish they elaborate or expand upon this system because it's a lot of missed opportunity. But for now, 1-1-1, guys. All right, guys, let's move on quickly to tip number 2. Tip number 2, a lot of people know this one as well. But if you weren't aware, guys, you want to be checking the Hoochie shop every single day. And let me show you where he's at. You can find him in multiple floors. I think he's on most labyrinth floors. But I like to just use 1-1. You teleport to the top right, just head bottom left. Guys, there's many other stages, just look it up, or just use the one I'm using here. There have been a few things, ways you can skip this one fight, guys, but I do think, I haven't found concrete evidence. It's random, and it depends on if you finish the achievements for the labyrinth, I believe. If anyone knows a for sure way to always skip a fight, you know, we can save a few extra seconds here. But I guess find the stage where there's no enemy in between your teleport and Hoochie. But really, it doesn't matter too much. So Hoochie or the Vagrant Merchant is someone you need to be checking, guys, every single day. Never get lazy. So I saved this one just for you guys. And this shop, not the worst. It's pretty damn good, actually. So we got a Lesser Boot Charm, Lesser Artifact Charm, an Epic Necklace Charm, which isn't the most valuable because when you get later in the game, guys, ancient coins, you're swimming in them. But we'll still take it. And the Lesser Ring Charm. And remember, guys, compared to the next merchant I'm about to show, the Vagrant Merchant or Hoochie always sells them at a very good discount. So always pick up any charms you see in there. And the next guy I'm going to show you, you can check as well, but I advise my new to mid-game players, oops, went too far, You may not want to buy everything from this guy and only buy if you're swimming in gold, kind of like I am. And one of my later tips will be on how to get this much gold, okay? So let's go ahead and head to chapter 3 or world 3-4, Key Ruberan. And I'm going to show you the goblin or the scammer goblin and a few extra ways to pick up some extra equipment charms if you have a lot of gold. Now keep in mind, guys, this goblin sells them at an increased rate compared to the vagrant merchant. So if you're tight on gold, you may not want to pick it up, but if you do have an excess, a lot of times the charms are a bottleneck, so I will be buying them right now. Be careful. I mean, you really see, I almost have enough to buy this Ubered Spear, guys, but just be careful. I don't expect a lot of y'all to have 3 to 500 mil, but just in case you don't want to mess up there, I'm gonna go ahead and pick those up. But like I said, these are more expensive. You may not need this tip, but there he is in 3-4. Okay, that's the Goblin Merchant. All right, guys, tip number 3. Optimize your friendship gains. So as you can see here, I have quite a few friendship 10 units because I try to always make sure whatever I'm doing, I'm getting friendship. So I'll go ahead and write those down for you guys. After the friendship system, boys, it's pretty much free molos or skill enhances. So never neglect it. It adds up over time. It's gonna take a while, but the more you stay cognizant, the more you stay on top of trying to get friendship, the quicker it adds up and the more it pays off over time. Okay, so things like arena, so your friendship battles, your friendship NPC battles, make sure you're using those. Just throw in units you need friendship on. Raids, this is huge, guys. The morale, the camping gives a multiple friendship points. So if you're already at the point where you can clear raids comfortably, try to throw in a few units that you need friendship on. Throw some gear on them. Normal raids are a lot easier. Once you get to, you know, end game, you can even do hell raids this way. But morale camping, make sure you use that with other units that need friendship if you have that on lock. Same thing with, guys, this is a huge one. Auto tower. A lot of players don't know this. Every time I stream and I have weird units in my lineup, the first of every month, I get viewers coming in and asking, Carl, why do you have those weird units in your auto tower? Well, it doesn't show, but it's been tested and 100% guaranteed. Guys, you get friendship in auto tower. So use your Vildred, your Lena, whatever you might have, your Arby, and your other 3 units, plus 3 friendship units. Use those and all the way up as high as you can go, push it. You can do this even as a new player. Take advantage of that too, guys. So on the easy floors, use units that need friendship. Always take advantage. You're missing out on free molds and skill enhances. It's going to add up soon. And don't forget, I think near the end of the year, we're going to have even more benefits and like friendship gifting systems. But for now, make sure you take advantage. You know, you also get the perks of extra expressions. Don't miss out, okay? All right, guys, tip number 4. You see how I have 117 million gold up here? Well, one of it is because, you know, I just haven't really been spending that much. But the big thing is I always take advantage of the hunt buff event. So I'm going to pull up a sort of example, guys. This isn't a new one. This is an outdated one. I just wanted to show maybe some of my newer players that haven't seen this, what it kind of looks like. But you can see here, usually what will happen is they have a hunt day that has 30% gold and materials. And on top of that, they're always usually included together. You'll have spirit rune drop rates, as well as a AP and increase XP, just normal day. So the big thing for most players, especially when you reach endgame, is the hunt day, because that's where you get the best gold, guys. Do not miss out on this. A lot of times they'll even give out, you know, extra leaves or leaf packs at super good value. So keep an eye out. Unfortunately, they don't have a set schedule like the free unequip at the end of every month. It's sort of random, but usually you can expect one every single month. Keep an eye out. If you want to stop by my streams, I'm always talking about when they're coming up. And for my newer to mid-game players, please take advantage of the Spirit Altar Rune and the AP Day. Cap out on your AP shop, get all the catalysts. Actually, even my endgame players, guys, take advantage of the altar, the Spirit Altar Day as well. You never know. Cap out on, it's the best way to save energy. Make sure you grab those extra common runes, the greater runes, and then of course if you're hustling on those specialty changes, my new players, Momo, Flurry, Roz, make sure you get those ASAP, okay? So don't miss out. Keep an eye out for the hunt days. Usually they'll be posted up. You can come hit me up on Twitch or Discord, and I'll let you know as well. But take advantage of these. It's the best way to spend your resources, and don't miss out, okay? All right, y'all. Tip number 5. We're going to talk about green or silver transmit stones. These are very valuable, guys, as Smilegate always adds new stuff, and it's usually going to be for this currency, so you want to stock as many as possible. Besides the usual ways to get them, you know, from World Boss, side stories, transmitting your 3 stars. Before you do any of that, because you're going to need them for molas, ego fragments, equipment conversion chests, artifact charms, which we can talk about in just a second. The best way to get them, guys, as a new player is, which a lot of players don't know, in the reputation tab, you will see under Merchant Union, and unfortunately I haven't done so I can't show you exactly, but if I scroll all the way down to enhance artifact skills, guys, the efficiency reputation. Anytime you enhance artifact skills, you get they give you a scaling green transmit stone reward. And guys, the best way to do this is just use your friendship. You're gonna have a lot of friendship even as a new player. Go ahead and summon the artifact. Use the friendship summon to get fodder and the 2-star equipment, the 2-star artifacts, and just equip them into each other. I have a separate video on that if you want to look it up, but I can tell you about it now real fast. You just summon those artifacts, enhance them into each other up to like +3, and just repeat the process. Use the bonus ones you get that are enhanced and throw them into a new artifact and just keep getting that +3, and that's gonna scale this up. Unfortunately, it does cap at 300, but that's a lot of silver and green transmits you might be missing out on, okay? So use that. My next tip for transmit stones, besides the usual means, is, I'm going to talk about them very briefly, but 2 units, Guider Aether and Dark Corvus. Now, Dark Corvus is a little bit trickier, but Guider Aether, guys, wait, where is my Guider Aether? Let me see if I can find him real fast. Hopefully he's in the storage somewhere, maybe my waiting room. Okay, we're just going to look him up in the journal. But Guider Aether, guys, you want to save as many normal Aethers, and if you have a Guider Aether, this is one of the best ways to get silver and green transmits. The reason is he is a 4-star, and since Aether is a 3-star, you just memory imprint Guider Aether to SSS, and then when you transmit him, you get a huge boost compared to just transmitting 3-star units. Now, of course, you want to keep 1 Guider Aether. He's not really seen nowadays, but I do think you want to keep at least 1, but a lot of y'all are going to have dupes. Go ahead and save all your blue Aethers, throw them into him, and the same thing for Dark Corvus as well, okay? Not a lot of players will have dupe Corvuses, but especially now that there is no reason to save imprints, you're going to have, you know, most of your Corvuses will already be SSS, your Dark Corvuses, and they give you the Galaxy coins already. If you have extra Fire Corvuses, the same rule applies. Throw in your 4-star Fire Corvus in your Dark Corvus, and if you have a dupe, transmit them up. Unless you need, I don't know, a spare Dark Corvus for some weird reason, separate builds or something, okay? There's my green transmit tip. Okay, let's move on to tip number 6, and I'm going to title this one Arena Coasting, Lazy Arena Coasting. We all know the best way to get Sky Stones, or, you know, you can also get Mystics, but I really advise you to get, it's more efficient to get this weekly Sky Stones, is to push as much PvP, push as high as possible wherever you're at, and collect your weekly payout, right? Well, guys, let me draw your attention to the left-hand side of the screen. I am in Champ 5, and I have 0 wins, 0 games played, 0% win rate, 0% defense rate, but I'm still in Champ 5. I was hit once this week, but guys, it's as of recording this, it's Saturday. I could actually just end this week, and if I don't get hit more than 4 times, which usually doesn't happen, or if I don't win, as long as I stay above 4950, I collect 800 plus Sky Stones a week by literally not playing Arena at all. How do I do this? Well, there's a few things. Number 1, don't attack. Now remember, guys, new players, new to mid-game players, you're going to want to play as much as possible to push your arena rating and to get these very valuable conquest points. But for my mid to late game players, if you're getting lazy, you just want the free Sky Stones, just make as annoying of a team as possible. You don't need this squad. This is just an example. If you have a Rylet Ruel, throw that in. Guys, not even that. If you have free-to-play units, a 4-star Judith, level 40 Judiths are always the scariest. They don't even need real gear. Here's the kicker. They don't need real gear. Just make your team look scary. It may not work as well as mine, where no one's hitting me at all. But the scarier it looks, the more, like, people may not test it. They're not going to check if your gear is actually legit. Instead, they'll just skip and avoid. So make it look as scary as possible. It'll probably work. Just throw in some speed units if you don't have these ML5s. But if you do, throw in Fat Cats, Ruels, Rylets, Arby's, T-Serens, Rowanas to stop auto comps, etc. Just make the team look as scary as possible. And you don't need the real gear to back it up. Just make it look like they would never want to hit it, because it's a waste of time or it's too difficult, okay? Get your free Sky Stones per week by literally not playing at all. Alright guys, last but not least, and this is going to be aimed towards my endgame players, I'm calling them out. Don't neglect your artifact levels, your artifact charms. Make sure you get as many as possible. I can't tell you how many reviews I've done, guys, for endgame players that You know, their molas are on points, their gear is on point, they have a lot of gold and sky stones, they have most units they need. But then when I look at their artifacts, they're not even plus 15. I see a bunch of like level plus 11 stuff, plus 7 stuff, and I ask them, why aren't these artifacts maxed? They have the imprints, and they tell me, well, I don't have any charms. Guys, always make sure you get enough artifact charms and increase your artifact levels. I'm gonna tell you how to get the charms in just a second, but when you're not maxing out your artifacts, as you can see here, I have multiples of 4 stars, 5 stars, and I try to get as many to plus 30 as possible. It's free base stats, and it's free bonus stats, or you get the whatever the artifact value is. You're getting that advantage over your opponent because so many players just get lazy. They focus on gear, molas, and they don't get their artifacts up to snuff. One of the reasons being because it's, besides the cash shop, it's not easy to get artifacts. The best way is what, through brave crests. And then one thing a lot of endgame players neglect is do your normal raids, guys. Never forget to do them. Not only can you get gold transmits and galaxy bookmarks from the boss drops, but please use the free tokens to get the red epic artifact charm. You can get, I think, on average, what, 1 or 2 a week at least. A lot of players just miss out on that or like to gamble on the gold skystone box, which I really don't advise. Even if you don't need the 67 gear for normal raids, do it for the epic charms until you get a lot of your artifacts on point, okay? It's going to give you an advantage. It's a lot of things players neglect, and the earlier you do it, and you know, use your green transits as well to get the weekly artifact charms there too. The tips I said in number 5, I think. Just please level your artifacts. You're missing out. It's going to give you an advantage, an edge over your opponent, because so many players, I've seen so many players just neglect this one very, very key feature in the game, okay? So that is tip number 7, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything I missed or anything you might be, you know, keeping on the down low. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one, okay? Peace out, y'all.